Hey, what to do, y'all? What to do? What to do? A cougar's entanglement. Now, before I continue on, just you might want to take the black pill with this one. We're gonna kind of go down a dark alley with this one, but I'll try to be short, sweet, to the point, and friendly. Yeah. Well, you know, the cougar in that situation isn't necessarily trying to be friendly, although she's trying to appear friendly. She has a lot of deception about herself, okay? But when I think of the word entanglement, and just from what I've gathered, it literally means like a complicated type of a relationship, somewhat of a compromising relationship. But I guess to add to that, you're willing to go through some of these complications and compromises to get what you want out of the situation, because you think that it's kind of something that you're interested in. And I've noticed with a lot of these cougars, they're willing to take big chances, they're willing to take a big risk. You know, it's kind of a masculine trait, if you ask me. So in many ways, I don't think that being a cougar is very feminine. I don't think being a cougar is feminine. That's just my opinion, though. You know, but you got to think, when the cougar is wanting to take that risk, it's similar to an actual cougar or a mountain lion or even a lioness, willing to pounce on something, not knowing what type of reward it's going to really get out of it, but just this idea of the excitement, this idea of the chase is what is on that feminine feline's mind, you know, even though she's being pretty much more masculine in that situation. So in the human paradigm, this is definitely so. A lot of these females that aren't women, a lot of them take on this masculine idea of taking a big risk, or, you know, just kind of pouncing on something, you know, going out to hunt, you know, sort of an idea of a Jezebel or a succubus in many ways too. But yeah, the cougar's entanglement to me is literally the tanglement, you know, getting caught up in wires or getting trapped in a certain barrier that had like a booby trap. But, you know, curiosity killed the cat in many ways. And in this case, curiosity could sometimes entangle the cougar. But unfortunately, this seems like a mainstream narrative that is acceptable. But yet, if a man takes a risk, it is considered cheating, you know? And I've always felt like the feminine and the masculine dynamic are not the same. You know, what a man does is not necessarily cheating versus what a woman could do, which, of course, I do female woman logic. My thing is, a real woman per se, the last thing she's trying to do is cheat, let alone be a cougar, you know, let alone want to try to seek these opportunities that seem very exciting, but not knowing if it's going to be a booby trap, or you not knowing if it's going to be a certain type of trap. That's the thing. So to me, the cougar's entanglement more or less is kind of a affair that didn't go as planned, or a certain relationship or situationship that didn't go as planned. You know, it didn't last as long as you thought it would last. It didn't go as smoothly or as seamlessly as you thought it would go. You know, you got some cougars who they kind of have a time bracket on things in regards to the expectations of a situation or a relation. And I'm not telling y'all something I don't know. I've been through this before. I've had to deal with a cougar entangling herself with me, but me not knowing really what was going on, because, you know, being a young man at the time, you know, ooh, it's attractive. I got this older lady coming after me. Ooh, yes. But not knowing her true motives or intent or expectation. At that time, she's not really concerned what is on the young man's mind. She's more or less concerned about what he thinks about what's on her mind and what she expects of him. Especially if, let's say, she might want some type of relationship with him down the road, but maybe, you know, you're kind of rushing things a little bit. But, you know, you can't tell that to a cougar type of a chick. She wants her way, or there's no way it's going to work. Simple as that. Like I said, I've been through this before, so I'm not telling y'all something I don't know. And it took a little bit, quite a bit, for me to like heal from that, because, you know, with a lot of young guys that we've seen in the media that have been caught up in entanglements, they were brokenhearted because they really thought there was going to be love in the situation, even if it took him time to get adjusted to this love that he thought he was going to get from the cougar, you know. And I was in that same situation before. And when you find out that cougar had enough, or the cougar just got bored, it could be very heartbreaking. So I would encourage a lot of young men, don't take cougars seriously. Cougars need to take you seriously, or else it's just another entanglement. Now, one other thing I wanted to bring up to kind of round this video out is just this idea that, unfortunately, when you get around a cougar, fellas, just realize that you're probably in a polyamorous situation, and you may not even realize it, but just pretty more or less just accept it for what it is, per se. And of course, from the masculine perspective, it's not really about you accepting anything, in my personal opinion. But unfortunately, in this society, you have to somewhat accept this idea that, yeah, she's probably got more than one man in her back pocket, but there's a reason why she wants to talk to you. So with that said, you just kind of, you know, feed her with a long hand spoon. And no, don't try to spoon her right away. No pun intended, but, you know, because she has many spoons to choose from. And for some reason, she's choosing you at that particular moment. So I would say don't make it easy for that cougar, because you don't have time to be caught up in her traps nor her snares that she put herself in, that she's ultimately going to put off on you. And then when it's all said and done, she won't accept any blame or responsibility of her actions. She's going to think that there's something that you could have did better, because it's one thing about a mountain lion or any type of a big feline, especially a female feline, especially when she's in heat. There's one thing that you will know when you see them get trapped in a box. The last thing they're thinking about is how they got in that box, how they got in that trap. They're being vicious, and they're thinking about how to get out that box. That's the only thing on that cat's mind, is how the heck do I get out this box? So fellas, look at it no different with you. When you get around a cougar and she realizes that, oh, this entanglement is probably going to be a little too much for me to deal with, she's trying to get out of that situation. She's not thinking about how she got in that situation, let alone how she put you in that situation. She'll blame you for it, and she'll be vicious about it if you trying to get her back or try to get her to explain things, or y'all come to terms. Oh no, she's not trying to hear that. She's being like that vicious cat that wants to just get out the box and maybe leave you behind in the trap for you to deal with. That's on you. You have to deal with these scars now. You have to deal with the entanglement that she left behind. Signing out.